What's up, YouTube? Hudson Fan 15 back with a contest response for that guy. Thundering 24 Chad. What up, Chad? Standing there with a hat with a logo I've never seen before of a guy taking a baseball swing. Anyway, he is doing a contest for retail stuff, retail pulls, and he's shown some pretty amazing stuff that I just can't even come close to competing with. So I'll do the two biggest cards for me and how they came about. The first one was back in 2005. I just started working for a local card shop, and I went in one day and I asked him if he had any of the New Score football. He said no, it's a retail only product. And I said, well, you think Target would have it, because Target had just opened up at the mall. And he said, yeah, maybe. He's like, do me a favor. If they've got like a full box there, or as much of a full box, just go down there, pick it up. And he threw like, it's like, how many card packs in a box? And I said, I think it's 36. So he threw 40 bucks at me, and he said, go down. He's like, buy, keep whatever you want, but just bring me the rest of the box. So I went down there, and there was a box, and I counted the packs, and they were all 36 packs in a box. So I figured it was fresh. So I went and I just grabbed, I got the box, and I was walking back, and I picked out 6, and I put them down, and he's like, well, what are the chances for getting anything good out of these? I said, well, I'm not really sure, it's probably low end. He's like, well, he put a sticker over the price on there, and he charged like $1.25 a pack when they were $1 a pack. He's like, just to have them in the store, because he figured, kids come in, want cheap stuff, so away we go. And so I start opening my 6, and right in the middle is one of these 2005 Score Inscriptions Rondé Barber autograph. And I was not aware at the time. I knew he was Tiki's brother, and that was cool because we're in Giants territory. But Rondé apparently did not sign very much. And I don't know what his deal was with that, but he did not like to sign a whole lot. And I think I got pretty good money for that, putting that up on eBay. I think 35, 40 bucks at the time, which was kind of astonishing out of what was a 99-cent retail pack, and I ended up pissing all away, busting more Score, because I've got a soft spot for Score. So as far as an actual hit goes, that's probably the better one that I've gotten, and actually one of the first, because I didn't really bust a whole lot of retail, and definitely not a whole lot of stuff that had hits in it. But yeah, when I came back to the hobby a little bit, starting in 05 with him, that was probably one of the first and few retail hits that I had. The second card I want to talk about is probably worth more than most of the hits that come out of retail stuff. I was on a business trip with my parents, and this was 2000. And it was a winter, and it's cold, and it sucked, and we were in Massachusetts, and it was about half an hour outside of Boston, and it was just one of those weekends where I was just getting dragged around everywhere, and so I had brought some money for the trip, but I realized that I probably was not going to get a chance to use it. So my mother and I are sitting there waiting for my father to come out of this business deal, and he pops out and he says, it's probably going to be another about 45 minutes to an hour. So my mother and I go to this plaza in this, this dilapidated area. It didn't look like much of anything would be there. And there was a Toys R Us there. So I decided, I'll just take a walk through, and sure enough, there were packs of cards. So they were 3 packs in a plastic holder of 2000 Bowman Chrome and Topps Chrome football. So I tore through about 20 bucks worth. I think I got, it may have been 1 and 1, there may have been 2 and 1, I don't remember now. And there were none of the big ones for the day. Like I was looking for for that particular draft class, some of the big ones. I think it was Urlacher and Burris and Sean Alexander, and even Mike Anderson was popping at that point, because he was getting the old Denver push with the Mike Shanahan offensive line scheme. And I don't think I landed any of the big ones out of that crew, and I just put them away. So a couple years later, looking through boxes and stuff, and I find all these cards, and the Chrome cards, they stick together, and I peel them apart, and there's one that catches my eye, and it's in phenomenal shape. And I talked to my father about it, and he was doing a PSA submission anyway, and I sent it in, and got back one of these. 2000 Bowman Chrome Tom Brady that ended up grading a PSA 10. At the time, he was a nobody. He was not very well revered or whatever else, even in that area. But in Boston, nobody knew about him. Nobody was saying anything about him. And after getting the card back, I put it online, and I think I got like $150. And you see how it's well over that now because he won multiple Super Bowls after that. But again, for a retail hit that was literally stuck to the back of another card for the better part of 3 years, if I remember correctly, and then peeled off, submitted, and still got a PSA 10, surface for the win, I guess. I thought that was probably the best retail pull I can say that I had, albeit not an actual hit in the traditional sense, but again, a card that's probably worth more than a lot of the hits that will come out of retail. So, and sold for under $50, so it's pretty good. So, Chad, I want to thank you for the contest, buddy. Always a pleasure. Let's get him to the 50 response mark that he was targeting to give away some additional prizes. There are free blaster boxes to be had, and maybe you'll create, like the video, bing. Maybe there'll be some new favorite retail polls or best retail polls. Maybe some of your cases, first retail polls. For those who only do hobby, that can be had. So, again, thank you, Chad, for the contest, and everybody go sub to Thundering24, a.k.a. what used to be known as East Coast, but now just Chad. Alright, YouTube. Peace.